Hi everyone, going for your DSA or EAE interview soon? Hop right in, as this will be the exact video for you. Now, I'll be sharing with you a complete guide on the entire DSA process, and we'll also be sharing 5 important tips that will help you ace all the interviews that you go for. Now, before all of that, why should you even listen to me? Well, this is not a flex, but I legit made it through every single interview when I was in school. I took on every single leadership position I ever wanted. I had a total of 3 schools offering me a DSA placement to their JC. Now, today I'm going to share with you exactly how I did it, and perhaps this is going to work for you as well. Now, before I go on any further, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Darrell, the founder of Overmugged, and together with my team of highly experienced tutors, we guide and mentor thousands of students every year to help them excel academically in every aspect of life. Now, here at Overmugged, we don't just focus purely on academics. We also put in a lot of effort to help our students reach their bigger goals and aspirations. Let me share my story with you. When I was in secondary school, I was appointed as the captain of my school's B Division floorball team, and I led my team to win the national championship that year. I went on to apply for DSA to 3 JCs, aced all my interviews, and had all 3 schools offer me a DSA slot. When I was in JC, I applied, interviewed for, and was awarded the Peter Lim Olympic Foundation Sports Scholarship for 2 years straight. I then took on the role as captain of the A Division floorball team, and we came in second for the first time in the school's history. Upon graduation, I went on to receive the highest honor possible and was awarded the Sportsman of the Year award, as well as the Colours Award for my outstanding contribution to the school. I've aced every single interview during my time in secondary school and in JC, and have gotten every single leadership position I ever wanted. So how exactly did I do it? Now, today I'll be sharing with you 5 key tips that helped me ace every interview I went to. So if you find yourself to be lacking confidence, have no idea what to say during interview, and you really want to become someone that is confident and charismatic during your interviews, this video will be exactly what you'll need. Now, let's talk a little bit more about the DSA process first. The DSA process runs anywhere from May all the way to September, and there are 2 key phases to it. So don't be too worried. Don't panic if you haven't been contacted during phase 1, because maybe you might just be slotted for interviews in phase 2. Now, you can DSA via many different things, any of the things listed here on screen, but the more common one people would do so is via their CCA. So usually either via the sports or performing arts. Now, I'd like to mention that while DSA via leadership seems like a quite interesting option, it's generally quite an uphill climb. So unless you're committed to being the head of student council for their JC, DSA via CCA might be a lot more feasible. Now, the most important part in acing your interview, that would be the most pivotal moment where you make a strong impression to secure your DSA placement. Now, to do so, you really need to understand these 5 points. Now, be the hero, show the growth, chase the girl, win the staring contest, and be the prize. Now, this might not make much sense to you right now. It's probably true. But I promise I'll be going through every single point, and you'll see how these key tips will help you or help me succeed in all the interviews that I went for. Now, let's move on to point number 1, be the hero. Now, for most of you going for interviews, it is quite likely you have already submitted your student records and testimonies. Now, understand that most interviewers or teachers have already seen your transcript before the interview, and that's why you were shortlisted in the first place. Most of these interviewers also are likely very experienced. So bear in mind they might have been doing this DSA interview for many years already. So here's the thing. Every single achievement that you think is amazing, they have probably already seen another student with the same achievement in the past, or even better. So here, right, the focus shouldn't be about boasting about your achievements. The focus should be on your story. Now, they might have seen students with similar achievements as you, but they haven't seen you, right? The unique you. So don't tell them your achievements. Tell them your story. Tell them how you came about loving this passion of yours and how it helped you grow into an individual that embodies certain core values. So don't focus on the what you have achieved, right? Focus on the why. So the most convincing thing you can say during any interview is your purpose. So be the hero of your own story. What the interviewers are probably curious about is your story and how it led you to become who you are today. Now, after so many interviews they'll be going through day in, day out, the one interview that they will remember is the one individual with the most compelling story. So let me tell you what I did for my own DSA interview. So my story was how I grew up to become a leader, picking up important skill sets such as leading by example, empowering my teammates, and installing a winning culture. I was very fortunate that I was able to have teammates that trusted me and know that I'll be able to do so and bring the same winning culture to the JC that I was going to DSA to. So my purpose, what I explained to them was that I wasn't planning to win with a school that has already been very established in the scene. But instead, I wanted to go to a JC that has never won before, introduce that winning culture and start winning. Right? Imagine you hear that. That was how I convinced them that I was the one. So everybody loves a beautiful story. So be the hero. Now, point number 2, show the growth. Now, let's say we have two individuals, both with exactly the same set of achievements and basically the same portfolio. The difference, however, is how each student respond and what they say in their interview. Now, think of it. Student A, go on to state all the leadership position he has, explain, oh, this is the responsibility, what did I do, list out all the achievements one by one. But take note, this is already on your transcript. Now let's contrast this with student B. Student B went on to explain how the leadership position helped him to grow as a leader, describe how he carried himself as a leader and a team player when working on projects with his teammates, illustrates his core values and beliefs. Now, both of them might have the exact same portfolio, but who do you think is going to impress the interviewer more? I think it's rather obvious, isn't it? It will be student B. Now, you need to understand that what the interviewers and teachers are looking for is the person with the right values. Your character matters a lot more. In fact, it is probably the only thing that matters. You may have all the achievements in the world, but so does somebody else. So it will be your core values, the traits that you embody that will help differentiate you from other individuals. The individual that is going to stand out the most is the one that's able to show how he grew alongside the experiences that he went through, shaping them to become who they are today. All right, so show the growth. Now, my third important tip is chase the girl. Now, what does it mean? Now, for the guys, imagine there's a cute girl you're in love with. For the ladies, do the same. Think of your crush or something. Now, I want you to imagine the kind of things you'll be telling them when you confess. Probably some compliments, probably telling them why you're so into them and why they're so special to you and how much they mean to you. Now, it's the same in an interview. The interviewer represents the school, the organization, and they're waiting for your confession. So make it a point to make them feel wanted and special. Tell them why you are specifically looking to join this school and why you're in love with the school and CCA culture. Show them the love. Talk about your feelings and how much it will mean to you to be part of this all. Confess. Show as many compliments as possible about why this school is amazing and why is your life goal to get into this school, into this particular CCA. You need to understand this, no matter who it is, as long as you're being genuine, everyone, and I say everyone, will love to hear why they're awesome and special. So even now, right, when we interview for new tutors looking to join Overmugged, the one thing that we're looking out for is if the candidate is able to articulate what they love about the Overmugged culture, about our brand, and what makes them want to join us. So let me tell you, that makes a world of difference when it comes to evaluating and the selection process. So remember, when you go for your interview, chase the goal, make them fall in love with you. Now, part 4, this is about winning the staring contest. Now, one of the most important skills in an interview is to maintain eye contact, right? Eye contact projects a sense of confidence, charisma, and a strong sense of self-esteem. Someone that avoids eye contact will come across as timid, right? Uncertain, dubious. But here's the thing, as per most humans, we're all shy, right? We're afraid of maintaining eye contact for prolonged periods of time. It's just awkward, isn't it? It feels very weird, especially for introverts like myself. So here's the trick. Mind game yourself. Now, tell yourself that this is nothing more than a staring contest. Now, if you win, you get the interview outcome that you want. If you lose, you fail the interview, you get nothing. And next, I want you to practice. And when you go into the interview, stare into the eyes of the interviewer and don't ever break that. Don't ever look away. Trust me, the interviewer will look away soon enough. Now, once accomplished, right, I want you to turn to the next interviewer. Repeat until you have dominated every single one of the panelists. And congrats, you have just won the staring contest. But more importantly, you have ensured that every single interviewer now knows that you have confidence and you'll project a commanding presence. Now, if you don't believe me, I would suggest you go and try it out at your dinner table of your family or of your friends when you're speaking with them. People will look at you differently when you maintain the eye contact. So going to any interview, win the staring contest. Now, the last point, be the price. Now, throughout my life, I've encountered and seen many different scenarios in the dating scene. And one thing that I've identified and understood is the power of being the price. Now, there's always been like these popular kids in school, right? Everybody have a crush on them. Then on the other hand, there are those without much risk, right? Nobody is really interested in them. Now, what's the key difference? The key here is being the price. It's the ones with the strong self-esteem, the people that have standards, those that will never settle for less. They are the ones who are never desperate and they are confident in their own sense of worth. They're never worried about not being good enough or they're not worthy. And that sparks attraction. People, humans, we're naturally drawn towards people who hold themselves to a high standard and will walk away if necessary. These are also the group of people they are not afraid of rejection. Why? Because they know it's the other party's loss. So when going into interviews, be the price. Know your own worth and don't be afraid to be rejected. The more desperate you're going to come off, the worse it's going to get. The mentality here is very simple. If you don't take me, it is your loss, not mine. That is different from being arrogant. This is known as being self-assured. So walk into any interview room feeling light and breezy, knowing that no matter what, you're worthy. This doesn't contradict point 3, however. You still want to confess your love, be clear about it, but just don't be desperate. You can be passionate about your craft. You can talk about how much you love the school, but recognize that you're also valuable to other schools that want you. The more sought after you are, the more valuable you become. And the more valuable you become, the more you'll be sought after. This can apply to your dating life as well, but that's a conversation for another day. And there you have it, the 5 guaranteed ways to transform anybody from the way you prepare, speak, behave, and ultimately helping you to ace any interview that will come your way, regardless of whether it's for DSA, EAE, or any scholarship program. Now, if you're interested to find out more about how DSA and EAE interviews are conducted, do check out this 1 hour, 20 minutes webinar where we invited our past students to share more about their own DSA and EAE journey, and they'll be going through all the important things to note for the entire DSA process. So the link will be listed. If you find such content useful and you want more of it, do join our Telegram channel where we regularly release useful guides, videos on all things related to education. We also regularly release new notes on the Telegram channel, so you don't want to miss them. We hope you enjoyed this short video. If you find it useful, do let us know and we'll produce more of them. And signing off.